Okay, guys, so today we are going to learn about direct object pronouns. And just remember the conversation I had with you guys a little while ago about how Spanish 2 is the hardest year of a foreign language, and the second level of any language is the hardest level of that language because we start introducing abstract concepts that aren't as cut and dry as what Spanish 1 was. So let me preface these notes by saying this is an abstract concept. So in the next couple of days, the biggest thing I want you to take away from this is understanding what a direct object pronoun is and how it's used. You don't have to understand every aspect of it and how you would naturally use it. Honestly, it took me a couple of years to understand exactly how to use direct object pronouns on my own without any prompting. So this is truly, you just have to know the basics of it. So don't get yourself worked up because you don't understand all the ins and outs of what a direct object pronoun is and how it works. And if you do get it right off the bat, then that's great. But you would definitely be in the minority and not in the majority. And understanding the basics of it, as long as you don't overthink it, is actually a pretty simple thing to do. Again, as long as you don't overthink it. So here we go. I have a couple of questions for you before learning about them. So direct object pronouns. First, we need to break down this word, a pronoun. And we're going to start with a noun. What is a noun? Great. A person, place, or thing. So what is a pronoun? Awesome. A pronoun takes the place of a noun. So we know our subject pronouns like I, you, he, she, it. So instead of having to repeat someone's name, like instead of saying Sarah likes this, Sarah likes that, Sarah's cool, Sarah's not cool, we can say she. We can replace that name with a pronoun. Same thing with if you're talking about any type of topic, like a movie. You don't have to keep repeating the movie's name because you can just say it. Okay, so let's take a look at what a direct object is. A direct object is the object that directly receives the action of the verb. Okay, so don't get too worked up about that. I'm not a huge, grammar person. I know this set of notes is going to be pretty grammarly, but we will get through it. The direct object is the object that directly receives the action of the verb. So really, it answers, if I can spell, it answers the who or what. Okay, and let's take a look at this sentence. Actually, let's do a couple English sentences. I want tacos. Okay, so then you could ask, what does Senora Brooks want? She wants tacos. So tacos is our direct object. I'm looking for Sarah. Who is Mrs. Brooks looking for? Sarah. Sarah is the direct object. Okay, so it answers the who or what of the verb, and that's not to confuse it with who's performing the verb. So let's look at a sentence in Spanish. Yo busco una gorra. Okay, so we have I. I is our subject. Busco, I'm looking for. This is our verb. And then una gorra. So I'm looking for a hat. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a hat. Hat is our direct object in the sentence. Okay, so we are going to learn how to replace hat with a direct object pronoun. So then we can say I'm looking for it, it's black, it's white. So you don't have to keep saying hat over and over again. Okay. Ella quiere unos calcetines. All right, so what is ella in this sentence? Awesome. What is quiere? She wants. Good. Unos calcetines. She wants some socks. So what does she want? Unos calcetines, which means unos calcetines is what in the sentence? Awesome. So technically, calcetines is the direct object, unos is an article, but when we replace the direct object, we're going to see that the article gets left out. Okay, so here is the chart. Oops. Here's the chart that we need to copy. So go ahead and pause this video, get it copied down, and then we will go over it. Okay, great. So our direct object pronoun chart. So we're going to talk about the top 4 boxes first. And we're going to talk about these ones because these are technically object pronouns. When we learned the Gustari formula, we learned all of the indirect object pronouns, and we'll circle back to those in our next unit. So our direct object pronouns, these top 4 object pronouns are going to be the exact same as our indirect object pronouns. So think about what to me was in our indirect. So just me is still may. Think about what to you was. So just you as a direct object pronoun is te. To us as an indirect object pronoun and just us as a direct object pronoun is nos. And for to y'all as an indirect object pronoun, but it's also the same just as y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh, ignore that. And I'm too far into this video to re-record. Okay, os. All right, so these bottom 4 boxes, right, technically, if you think about the subject pronoun, we have the he, she, you here, he, she, you, or they and y'all here. I kind of separated this bottom box into 4 boxes. So when we replace a noun, if it's masculine, we're going to replace that noun with lo. If it's feminine, we're going to replace it with la. If our direct object is plural, third person, and masculine, we're going to use los. If it's feminine, we're going to use las. Okay, so let's take a look at those sentences we just did. I'm not sure if I loved how I typed these notes. Okay, so to avoid repeating direct object nouns, you can replace them with these. You guys can't see that. Sorry, you guys. I don't have a lot of space on my desk, so it's hard to kind of manage this. All right. It's still not really better. Why isn't this getting better? Sorry. Ugh. Okay. To avoid repeating direct object nouns, you can replace it with a direct object pronoun. So, yo busca una blusa. Yo busco una blusa. Okay, we just kind of went over this with a different noun. I'm looking for a blouse. Okay, so we know our yo is a subject, busco is the verb. This is our direct object. So if you want to just say, I'm looking for it, we can replace blusa with a direct object pronoun. And because blusa is an inanimate object, it's automatically not a person. It's automatically in the third person. It's singular and feminine. So we would choose la, I'm looking for it. Yo la busco. Okay, so the difference is, well, this is a subject, this is our DOP, direct object pronoun, and this is our verb. So the difference is how this reads in Spanish. I'm looking for a blouse. I'm looking for it. All right. Ella quiere unos calcetines. She wants some socks. Okay, so we know she is our subject, wants is our verb, and unos calcetines, some socks, is our direct object. But I don't want to keep saying socks. I just want to say she wants them. So because socks is just a thing, it's not a person, we know it has to be third person. It's plural and it's masculine. So we're going to choose los. Ella los quiere. So we have our subject, our direct object pronoun, and our verb. She wants them. She wants some socks. She wants them. All right, and as we saw in the example, just one last note, the direct object pronouns are placed before the conjugated verb. All right, if you're feeling a little unsure about these, don't worry. We are going to do a lot of practice. If you want to rewatch this video, I would suggest opening it on YouTube, watching it again as many times as you need to. Use it as a reference. But I promise you we're going to do a lot of practice. Feel free to ask me any questions.